Howdy folks, it is Friday, December 13th. Happy Friday the 13th. It is just before 8 p.m. and it's a rather cold -7 degrees Celsius outside. I see Medano 1973 is here, Brad Palmer, Caroline, Daniel, Gertej, Jeanette is here, Emmeline is here, Heinsoul, Vivian Johnson, RMX of Nothing, Jennifer Haley, Mike Larry, Whoosjaw, Marge. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. There I am just chilling. It is Friday, December. I just did a video passing through Yorkdale Mall. I might have that up on the channel tomorrow. But I'm all done with the mall, so we're gonna head out of the mall here and make our way to Dufferin Street. So it's not going to be the usual Friday night live stream where I try to take in some nightlife and that sort of thing. Quite the opposite. We're going to be exploring an area I don't explore too often on the channel. The quiet streets of Dufferin on a Friday, a freezing cold Friday. But we'll walk through the mall a little bit. I thought this was awesome. I think that was my favorite part of the video I just recorded. Food court up there. But I hope all is well. Aiden Thompson McGuire, $6.99. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you, Aiden Thompson McGuire, so much for the $6.99, and thank you for the super chat during this morning's premiere. And I'm wearing a toque indoors because that's what happens to my hair after I put a toque on it. And we're going to be heading outside as I play dodge the security guard for a moment. But I did a pretty slow-paced and detailed walkthrough of this mall just before I went live here. I made another video earlier this morning. And I made one last night, so I've been out in the cold a fair bit. Got that Grady Dick hair. Too bad I don't have the Grady Dick NBA skill set. Mr. D and the squad says happy Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to you. This mall is up in North York. It's probably the second most popular Toronto mall, next to the Eaton Centre. Even has some stores that have closed down in the Eaton Centre recently, but they're doing well here. I don't know how long we're going to go for in the freezing cold once I get outside, but we're just going to start walking south and see where that takes us. And perhaps I'll grab a hot chocolate and hop on a bus or subway back home. So we're heading over to the west side of the mall. I actually didn't do this little leg here in the video I recorded. Maybe we'll cover that now. Then I can say I pretty much did the entire mall. Thank you, Ali Jenny. I'm not wearing the new winter coat. I do have numerous layers on. I should be okay. There's a store called Untuck It. A swanky exit to the mall. Justin Akiantor, $2. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Used to love Yorkdale Mall as a kid. Me too. Thank you so much for the $2. I used to come here with my grandfather mostly. He lived right around the corner from here whenever we would visit. I don't think we came here too often, but several times a year we would come here. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the Apple Store. See how busy that is. Eventually I'm going to have to go outside. Kind of taking away the suspense from my Yorkdale Mall video streaming through here. Oh well. there's a lot of very poor financial decisions going on in that store. All right, I think we're gonna head out. There's a big Tiffany down there. I'm gonna get my gloves on and we're gonna brave the cold. One sec, everyone. I've got multiple gloves with me just in case. I've got the big heavy ones, but we're gonna go with these light ones at first. Hopefully I won't need the big guys. All right, it is time to brave the cold. Shall we do this? Shall we head out? Mike Larry, New Zealand, $100. Thank you for bringing us consistent, high quality, and informative walking video content. Holy, pardon my French, shitballs. Mike Larry, thank you so much for just a boatload of support. Thank you, Mike Larry. Wow. Wow, wow, wee, wah. In the words of Borat. Sorry, I just got a WhatsApp message that I cannot seem to access without pointing my nose at the phone, but out we go. Holy crap, Mike Larry, thank you so much.
$20 and me either, that's right. I have my card.
Again, you'll see a full walkthrough of Yorkdale Mall tomorrow, if I get it edited tonight. But we're gonna make our way out to Dufferin. I think Dufferin is straight ahead. This is the valet parking, BMW Triple X? That can't be real. A matte finish Aston Martin. But we're gonna make our way over to Dufferin. There's a fancy restaurant. Hopefully there's a sidewalk over here. So just to the north is North America's largest and busiest highway, Highway 401. Martin Van Owen, $20. Love Toronto from Grimsby. I believe you also sent a super chat during this morning's premiere as well. Martin, thank you so much. I'm going to have to make it out to Grimsby someday and New Zealand, but I really don't have any excuse to go within the province. But thank you so much, Martin, for the $20. As a little bit of a frog seeps into my voice. I kind of dehydrate myself before these streams on purpose, so I don't end up having to do you know what. I just realized in the last few days I made a few videos of me going to pick up my own Christmas gifts. I made a video walking by the Fall or Fjall Raven, where I got a new coat for Christmas, one that I cannot open until the 25th, a few days ago. And this morning I went to a store to pick up a pair of boots from my mom that she ordered for pickup. She was going to have them delivered to her, but thanks to the Canada Post strike, this was the only option. As we wave goodbye to Dufferin Mall, the former Simpsons department store just over there. And hello to Dufferin Street on a Friday night. A chilly Friday night. Greetings, Simons Gordon. I was playing around again with my stream intro before I went out, and I made a new one for this one. I may have made a new stream outro as well. I've rented from this enterprise before. But we are in North York. There's not going to be a whole lot of pedestrian activity on this stream, at least not in this area. Some people walking through the drive-through ATM. Phuket Walk is here. And we've got over 404 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I'd been meaning on making a Yorkdale video for a while. Just seemed like the right time to come up. Enjoy shawarma. Hey, there's the Burrito Boys. I wonder if Ken Continuum is in there. spam burger. There's a big bowling alley just over there somewhere. Yuki Japanese Korean restaurant. Cannabis florist. There was a thread on Reddit today called like the nastiest Toronto street names, and someone mentioned Orifice Road. Well, there is Orifice Road. It's got a lot of outlet stores. That's where Byway was set to make a comeback. Emo's Vlogs, $2. Happy holidays, Johnny Strides, and everyone. Emo's Vlogs, thank you so much for the $2. Happy holidays to you as well. There's an Aren't We Naughty? Soul House Barbecue. I could go for some Korean barbecue. JD asking if anyone remembers the Byway in Thorncliffe Mall. I think this is my first non-downtown or Midtown stream in a while. It certainly feels a lot different when you go to these areas, especially at night. Cool vans, refrigerated van rentals. And it's a Red Lobster. I think that's a chain that's going bankrupt down south. They've got a location downtown. Lisa says Home Alone is still a solid movie. If you overlook the numerous plot holes. Home Alone 2 is even dumber in that regard, but equally entertaining, I think. Lucky Dragon Chinese restaurant. How much is that wings combo at Mary Brown's? Chatty Cathy gifted 1 channel membership, and John Barrientos is the recipient. Chatty Cathy, thank you so much for gifting the channel membership, and John Barrientos, welcome aboard to channel membership. Thank you so much. I thought that Enterprise we saw earlier didn't quite look right. This is the Enterprise I've been to a few times in this area. And it's the not-so-suffering 29 Dufferin.
Northbound towards Wilson Station.
Going northbound up to Wilson Station. Jack Cullen, $5. I always watch your live. I don't know if that part is true, but thank you. Jack Cullen, thank you so much for the fiber and for watching the lives. It's definitely appreciated. I could think of some more appropriate adjectives though. Mezzanate trattoria? I don't know, guys. Should we go to this place here? Red sign. Seems awfully legitimate to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure nothing shady at all is going on in there. Hey, one of my favorite buildings near Yonge and Eglinton was torn down recently to make room for a new condo. And I was quite sad to see it go, but a spitting image of it exists right here on the left. What was unique is it's kind of like a double-story split-level building. It had a whole bunch of really good retailers in there. There was a cool bar and a restaurant. There was a sports bar that became the Korean Cowboy, and I just loved the way it was stacked like this. But you'll never see this type of thing again due to accessibility issues. Hey, there's a microplay here. That's crazy. I didn't know microplay was still a thing. Holy shit. Or how old is that sign? So I guess it's a cool building, but it's not one that's very accommodating. If you're wondering how that works with this accessibility laws, generally if something was pre-existing, it gets grandfathered in, but anything new has to conform to all the building codes and bylaws. Big belly Greek street food. Although that can depend on the business type. For instance, movie theaters were all required to add accessibility seating, which is the reason why Famous Players gave for closing down the Uptown. David says he built that new condo coming up. That's impressive. I can't build something from IKEA without having a dozen leftover parts. GB Golden Bee Homes. So we are getting towards Lawrence. Lawrence West Station, just to the left of here. There's a small shopping mall as well. But Lawrence is kind of a boring road to walk on. We'll stick to Dufferin. We'll just keep going south till we get to Eglinton, I think. All right, welcome to Lawrence Avenue. Chris Mills says, evening folks, looks breezy. I think it's -7 with the wind chill closer to -15. 12 p.m. maple spritz. It's always time for maple. That's a misleading ad. It makes me think of alcohol. I think of Aperol spritz. People talking about digital rights management in the chat. Greetings, David. I know I'm always walking around downtown and Midtown, the busy streets, and in North York it's usually Willowdale, but for a lot of people, when they think of Toronto, this is what they identify with, or they identify Toronto as, these big stroads and strip malls. Places where riding a bike would feel like a suicide mission. Where if you are a cyclist, pedestrian, or transit user, you're an afterthought and a second-class citizen. That's not going to stop me from going for a long walk on a freezing cold night through it, though. Tasco Appliances. I remember there was either like a cookie or a donut shop just up here on the left. I stopped in one stream, I think about 2 years ago. I remember either buying donuts or a cookie at some place, and it was fantastic. Lisa says soon it may feel like that regardless as to where you are. Well, our transit system is currently held together by some tape and bubble gum. They keep experiencing outages. Line 1 moves more people in a day than all of Highway 401, the widest and busiest highway in North America. And trips are currently delayed about 15 minutes on average on Line 1. The province, which is trying to make people move around quicker, is doing nothing to address that. Instead, we're taking a very different and effective approach. I think that's what Lisa is getting at. Yogi has been a member for 40 months at Silver Tier. Yogi, good to see you here. Yogi, 40 months of membership, and most of that time has been as a mod. Thank you, Yogi. As we go stroding at night, there it is, Eat Cops. Did they change their name? I remember coming in here on a stream and ordering a bunch of donuts. I don't have a backpack on me. Hot donuts? There's a number of people inside. Cops Donuts. There's the moon. I wonder how often you see police vehicles in this parking lot. Do they give cops free donuts? Is that name making fun of cops? I have no idea. But yeah, I remember the donuts I had there were exceptionally good. Jellybean thinks I'm hungry. Hey, I did something I haven't done in a while earlier tonight. I ordered myself a large Brooklyn pizza from Domino's. I was starving, so I ate half of that bad boy, and now I'm starting to feel the hunger again. Greetings, Farshid. Merry Christmas to you as well. I can't tell if my chat is stuck. Cam says no sleep in Brooklyn. This is Wenderley Boulevard. Chatty Cathy, $5 for a hot snack. Let me just flip my chat over to... I don't know why it does that stupid... It defaults to top messages. Chatty Cathy, $5 for a hot snack. Thank you so much, Chatty Cathy, for the $5. I'm probably going to pick up a hot chocolate on my way home. A much needed hot chocolate. Speaking of which, at some point, we're going to go by a bakery where I went to with Action Kid. Shortly after he took his tumble, we made a walking video not too far from here. Hey, a Dairy Queen. You can't see as I'm struggling to get my glove back on. There we go. Aiden Thompson McGuire, member for 4 months, gold tier. Aiden Thompson McGuire, thank you so much for 4 months of gold tier membership. If you're watching the replay of this, or if you're watching now and you want to see more non-downtown areas like this, or more than what I currently do, let me know down in the comments. I think tomorrow morning over a cup of coffee I'm gonna pour through all the comments I haven't read lately. Hey, there's an outdoor ice rink over there. There appears to be some hockey going on. There's a Mr. Sub. AKA Promotion says, appreciate you tonight, it's cold. Hey, we gotta get used to it. This is December, January, February. We got at least 3 more months of this shit left. I'm gonna hop on the e-bike and do a cold ass riding stream at some point. Delicacy Kitchen, Asian Fusion. Is this it? I think this is where I went to with Action Kid. That is it. He was staying at an Airbnb on this street, just over to the left. Wedding dresses for sale? This is Glencairn. So we are north of the Little Jamaica area along Eglinton. So I'll make a left at Eglinton and we'll walk to Eglinton West Station. If I feel up to it, we'll keep going. If not, we'll stop there. Darren, $6.99. We always enjoy your videos. Darren, thank you so much for the $6.99. Cheers and happy holidays to you. Can you see my breath? Gotta love that cold air. I can see little puffs of my breath in front of me as I talk. This place seems to be going off. Cafe and restaurant. Looks like a Mexican spot. Lisa says like a child. I took that Toys R Us song seriously when I was a kid. There's the Goodwill Donation Center. I was watching an interesting video, I think by a YouTuber called Danny Gonzalez, who has the exact same, I guess, vocal mannerisms as another YouTuber I watched, Drew Gooden. They're both very hilarious on what happens when you return stuff to Amazon and where it ends up. And the answer is a lot of it just goes to the landfill. It's too costly for them to like sort through things and make sure that everything received is in, if it works or not, and to put it back in the warehouse system or to send it back to the supplier. So a lot of times it either ends up in a big crate and they auction those off or sell them off. And people buy them and then they end up just throwing garage sales with all the return shit they got. But most of it just ends up getting thrown out. You think the clothing items at least would be donated? I imagine high value items like laptops and phones and stuff get flagged. They don't end up in the scrap heap. GM says, anyone else remember the Fairbank Hotel at Dufferin and Eglinton? Your grandfather practically lived there. I do not remember it. We are near there. McDonald's dining room open 5 a.m. to midnight, drive through 24 hours. Shouldn't these guys be at Cops Donuts? Oh, I can see the cops in there now. They're ordering off of the kiosk. You gotta refuel, just like anyone else. Mike Oxmo, $5, enjoying the walk tonight. Thank you, Mike. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying making it. Thank you so much for the fiber. We started at Yorkdale Mall, and what I hope will be tomorrow's video on the channel is Orr's Auto Group. The best online mattresses in Toronto. Does it matter if it's online, if it's in Toronto? So we're a few blocks north of the Beltline Trail. Again, the plan is when I get to Little Jamaica, we'll make a left and I'll walk over at least to Eglinton West Station. JD says Yorkdale is so bougie now. It is. Oxford Properties have been non-stop renovating and upgrading it. They're the same folks who manage Square One Mall in Mississauga. That one's gone on a similar upswing, but nowhere near to the extent that Yorkdale has. Very different demographics, I guess. Psychic reading, spiritual healer, palmistry, who, what, when, where, know your future. Whatever information they can read into the future can't be too useful if they're doing that for a living there. All right, we're not too far from Eglinton now. This is Castlefield. Hey, a Vietnamese restaurant. I could go for some pho. Oh, it looks like there's some crazy Christmas decorations that way. You could go left here and go all the way over to Eglinton Park. It'll take you through Forest Hill North neighborhood. And there's a place I used to go to a long time ago, California Sandwiches. You don't see or hear from them too often. They were rather expensive way back in the day. I can't imagine what they cost now. But excellent stuff there. David says you're craving some overpriced California sandwiches right now. That's always been the knock on that place. But they're doing something right if they've survived all these years, even with that reputation. Aesthetics, hair salon, barber, lashes. What can't they do? All right, this is the York Beltline Trail. Coming up. I wonder if that cop is going to Cop's Donuts. Oh, we're on the wrong side. The funky tunnel is over on that side. Oh well. just a few blocks north of Eglinton now. Oh, this tunnel is painted as well. I didn't see it on this side. Hello! My voice started to fail. I wanted to hear a big echo there. Please go back in time and cover your ears or hit the mute button before that. Lucas says, hello friend, you're from Brazil? What time is it here? It is 8:49 p.m. But it feels much later than that. Feels like it would be after midnight. It's based on the atmosphere. Camps is not as off key as when I sang happy birthday to Gertej. Gertej let everyone know in the comments he had a great birthday. I love it when drivers don't stop before the line, like this ass face. Because now you gotta walk behind the car and he's blocking anyone turning right from being able to see me. Or anyone turning left. How fucking hard is it to stay behind the line? He had clear visibility. It's one thing if you can't see. But if you can see, stay the fuck behind the line. You make things so dangerous for everyone. Jelly Bean wants a refund, saying I didn't sing it. There's the 29 Dufferin going north. Carolina celebrated Gertej's birthday with ice cream. Hey, that place is booming. Aleberries. Ale Breeze. Right next to an old school barber shop. Lisa, $5, solid PSA. Hey, it's not about who's technically right or wrong. It's all about what is safe and what is not safe. And if you drive like that, you're making things unsafe for other drivers trying to turn who can't see because of you, as well as pedestrians and cyclists. So I will make that rant every time. Thank you, Lisa, for the $5. And besides, that driver was technically wrong. They're wrong across the board. But there's going to be some idiot in the comments saying, can't you wait, man? You saw he was there. And that's not the point. The point is, why the fuck was he there to begin with? There's Fairbank Station. Not yet open. But we have made it to Eglinton. About to walk through a neighborhood unofficially dubbed Little Jamaica. I think the city should formally recognize it as that. It's got a deep history with people coming to the area from the Caribbean. It was once the largest producer outside of Jamaica Jamaica of commercial reggae music. This strip right here. Speaks to just how fortunate we are in Toronto to have such a diverse amount of culture in the city and restaurants. There's some fantastic Caribbean restaurants here. Speaking of which, there's the Kingston Patty Shop. Randy's Patties has recently reopened. Churros, they're open. They got $1 churros. Toronto Latino since 1985. There's been fear that after the disaster that was the crosstown construction through here, made a lot of businesses not accessible. Hey, Taste of Manila. I think that is closed. And a lot of businesses closed down. That the second whammy this neighborhood's going to take is when the crosstown opens and property values go up even further and gentrification sets in. A lot of these more independent retailers and unique businesses will fall by the wayside even more so. That's always a concern, but neighborhoods like this are particularly vulnerable. And although tenants, if you're in a building older than 2018, you have some rent protection, commercial businesses don't have any type of rent protection. When their lease is up, their landlord can charge whatever the hell they want. And they got tax breaks for vacant properties. So a neighborhood like this can be decimated in terms of its character. Go. Lisa says, how cold am I right now? I am this cold. It's not that cold. The key is to keep moving, wear lots of layers. Roman's Beauty Salon. Cheryl's Authentic Caribbean. You always hear some people say Caribbean and some say Caribbean. I think when I talk about food, I say Caribbean, but when I talk about going there, I say Caribbean. I don't know if that's right or not. Someone says Churches is greater than Popeyes. I haven't had Churches in a while, but Popeyes curb stomps Mary Brown's. That's for sure. I do not get the love that Mary Brown gets by some people. There's the Roti King. Kids playing soccer in a parking lot. You got a $5 reading in there. Caroline says it both ways. Yeah, I've never been corrected. I've never heard anyone corrected. I think it's just one of those things where they're both understood to be fine. There's a Jamaican restaurant. It's nice to actually be able to walk on this side of the sidewalk. For the longest time, up until about a year ago, for about 5 years before that, this side was just blocked off and impossible to walk. Thanks to Metrolinx. Excellent. What did you do on your Friday night? Oh, I walked to Yonge and Eglinton from Yorkdale Mall. We're almost at Oakwood. Caribbean Farm Fresh. And the new Crosstown LRT stop will be right here.
Where am I going to put it?
Jem says that's a long way. I haven't made the walk yet. Hey, there's Randy's. Not yet, or it's not open right now. I was going to cross over to that side. Oh, we'll stay over here. International Hair Salon. Toke Cannabis. Seafood bubble tea. What the hell is that? It's a very weird mix. Mermaidsfind.com. Chatty Cathy, member for 9 months. You're going to be going live more often. Probably about the same as I have this week. 3-4 times, maybe 5. Sometimes in the winter I go live a little more often, but I decrease the length of the streams just because it's so damn cold. So by going live more often, yeah, probably, but in terms of total amount of time streamed, it's probably not going to change a whole lot. There's RAPS, a local institution in the area. There's a mural over there honoring the Jamaican heritage of the area. Oh, what's this guy doing? Walking down the middle of the street, shouting, yelling at the traffic. Get home safe, buddy. This is a street that has been in the news lately, Marley Avenue. A lot of local NIMBYs have been complaining about the bike lane here, saying it makes pulling into traffic harder. It certainly doesn't add congestion. No bike lane in Toronto actually does, but these ones never took away a lane of traffic. They're just north of here. But if you struggle to pull out of your driveway or a plaza because of a bike lane, maybe you should not be driving. Like, that's an easy enough problem to solve. That's probably one of the fucking idiots complaining about that. I mean, it's not that difficult to use your eyes and look and use your mirrors. Most cars these days do all that for you. Kickboxing, BJJ, fitness. 1 week free trial. I love it when drivers do this. Absolutely perfect visuals to their left, yet they still block the crossing. We've got Eglinton West Station coming up on the left, which will be renamed Cedarvale Station if and when the crosstown ever opens. Whoa, did you guys see that turn? What do you guys say? Keep going or should we end it? Should we keep going to Yonge and Eglinton? I think I have enough battery. One day, perhaps we'll be able to go in there and ride the crosstown over to Eglinton Station. Crosstown projected for June 2025. Well, they said they would give us 3 months notice before it opens, but that was the disgraced CEO who gave himself a bunch of pay raises and then quit, who said that. But the TTC chair doesn't think it'll open before then. Corporate shill says keep please. Robert says keep going. You guys are sadists. -7 and you want me to walk from Yorkdale Mall all the way to Yonge and Eglinton? I already had my 10K steps in before this walk. Oh well, I'll save $3 on transit fare. Can't really get a look into the station. Euronation says we're living through you. When are you going to have another 90s night, Euronation? That was fun. It was cool to hang out with Jeff. I think he said he was going to an event on Wednesday. I didn't get a chance to follow up on that. But Revival was a great venue. Okay, we're back to the Allen Road. It's funny, we were at Yorkdale Mall, which sits on the Allen Road. GM says this is reliant on my battery, not my legs. Yeah, I can easily handle walking this distance legs-wise. Amazing how many people don't use their turn signal. Chatty Cathy for an extra large hot chocolate. Chatty Cathy, thank you so much for the fiber. We'll have to, I think the only place that'll be open is Tim's. I still have some hot chocolate in my cupboard, but I think Tim's will be open. I think it's open till 10. We should be able to get there in time. I can't imagine it taking 50 minutes, but you never know, maybe I'll slide into power walking mode. Tonight's footwear is just the Prio barefoot shoes. But I did double sock. Greetings, Patrick. Everyone should get 2 free punches. I don't know, I think they need to be deserved punches. If you just punch me out of nowhere, I don't care who you are. I'm going to punch you right back. Unless you're like 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, and then I'll cower and run away. But anyone else, I'm sorry, you're getting socked. And I would expect them to do the same to me if I hit them. Just Smitty says, Long Johns? I may be wearing something underneath my jeans. I've also got a thermal shirt on that came with a pair of long johns I bought off Amazon a year ago. And I forgot I had, and I recently found it in my closet, so I'm wearing that as an extra layer. This area is dubbed the Upper Village. Booty patootie, your party people. Oh, that BMW just hit something that made a loud noise. Wuhan says did the Canada strike or Canada Post strike end? Apparently they are going in the wrong direction, so the federal government is mandating them back to work on Monday. That seems to be word on the street. It's kind of the absolute worst time of year. someone who shouldn't have a driver's license. Corporate shill says, of course, a BMW. Yeah, I guess that's not as gratifying if you're in a Tesla. Lisa says, some small dick loser. Yeah, it's easy to spot those rocking the micro. I don't think any girl in the history of time has seen a guy do that and say, you know what, I want to be with that guy. That looks like a solid guy who will treat me well. And if everything works out, when he finally does run over an entire family and go to court, I'll stand by his side. That Swiss Chalet has been there for a while. I remember when the one on Eglinton East closed down. Me and my friends started going to that one. Hey, that Popeyes closed down. Billy T, I like fast cars too, but there's places where they can go fast and there's places where they shouldn't. Excuse me, I think your turn signal is broken. Popeyes to Bubeyes. I'm going to rename this stream Freezing Cold Yorkdale Mall to Yonge and Eglinton Walk. Word of the day says hot women like e-scooters. The House of Chan restaurant used to be right up here on the left. But for some reason, Metrolinx needed the land to put a gigantic entrance to the station that's not even the main entrance. Look at all that fucking land use. All for a set of stairs that goes down. Egregious land use. Courtesy of your friends at Metrolinx. Hey, there's a new Starbucks in there at the corner of Bathurst and Eglinton. That time it's an Audi driver. Flexing his small ding-a-ling. There's Forest Hill Station. I just walked into a sign. I'm gonna keep moving, even though it kind of hurts. Like your high school gym teacher would say, just walk it off. There's GSH Medical. Family doctor used to be in there. It's okay, that slight hobble I developed after kicking the sign is starting to go away. Chris Mills says Metrolinx is in love with glass. They're in love with not actually building shit. All right, this is Old Forest Hill Road up ahead. All of this to get to a Tim Hortons before 10. Whew. Steven says once the Eglinton trolley is finished, all will be forgiven. There is no service on line 5 due to signal problems. Shuttle buses are on the way. I would bet money on that message being announced within the first week of it opening. Cam says, am I getting Timbits? I believe hot chocolate is the goal. My nose faucet has just started to turn itself on. We're at 594 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. I watched some of Ken's live stream last night. I was on the subway and I caught a minute of Liam's live stream. When I got home, he made me a mod. And I told him I was going to ban people. I don't know if he believed me, but I timed some innocent people out right away just to show I can't be trusted. There we go, 9:22 p.m. minus 7 degrees. I just turned the camera away. 9. There you go. Where are you going? I think that's a situation where you put your four-ways on. Peter Bradfield, $4.99, just came from AK's Manhattan live stream. Please don't injure yourself. One injured live streamer is enough. Did he hurt himself again, or you're talking about his earlier mishap? But Peter Bradfield, thank you so much for the $4.99. That is much appreciated. Karen H, $10. It's a brisk one tonight. I went for a walk about an hour ago, and you felt very undressed. Thank you, Karen H and Peter Bradfield, for your super chats. Much appreciated. And yeah, Karen, it is brisk. I am wearing multiple layers. The important one for me is keeping the ears covered. That's the one thing that gets me every time when it's freezing cold. That's why I'll often wear my headphones when it's about 0. When it's really cold, the headphones will go away and I'll bring out a toque. I won't lie, my cheeks are starting to get pretty cold. Kind of looking forward to that hot chocolate. Then I might take a super hot shower after. Look at all that steam escaping from the sewer. It's a pretty gnarly ripple in the asphalt there. Thank you for the super chats and the support, guys. Lisa uses a scarf to block your face. I usually just kind of like zip my stuff up. I could probably zip this up more. That's usually adequate. I can't cover my mouth or you guys won't be able to hear what I'm saying. Not that that wouldn't be an improvement. I guess I could wear a balaclava walking man dude style. I have a few. Okay, we've made it to another crosstown station. This is Chaplin. It was weird. I was trying on new coats at Fjallraven. I must have looked like an idiot to the salespeople, but I was checking out their pockets where I could stuff like battery, like my Pocket 3 battery, my battery pack, my hotspotting phone. Can I put tissues in there? Can I have a set of thin gloves in there as well? Can I access those while I'm streaming? Is this coat making a swooshing noise if I put my backpack on it? Will the fabric rub? It's like, yeah, I'm shopping for a coat based on walking around the city making videos. But the guy left a comment on one of my videos, which I thought was kind of cool. He said, thanks for visiting the store. They were super awesome employees in there. And you could tell they were kind of passionate about that brand. They really knew everything about it. Lisa says fabric will always rub. Yeah, but some fabrics are quieter than others. Anything that kind of had that water-resistant sheen to it was no good. Aaron Lawrence, $6.99. Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. Aaron Lawrence, thank you so much for the $6.99. Nice. JD says George Costanza puffy coat. That's exactly what I think of every time. I've got one like Calvin Klein winter coat that I quite like, but it makes a loud swooshy noise. There's the Mad Bean. I've heard good things about that place. There's the new House of Chan. The Abbots. Well, Lisa, this coat I'm wearing now is very quiet. You don't hear the arms. If I put my backpack on, I wanted something that was kind of made of this material. This is just a cheap H&M jacket. And I found one that I really liked that they were selling, so that's the one I got. And the guy mentioned a lot of like film crew and TV production people bought the same coat that I did for that very reason, so I was like, hey, he either just very cleverly made that up or we're onto something. Stephen Edwards says Yitz is closed. You know, I learned about Yitz's from an episode of Kenny vs. Spenny, and we all went there. And I think I had like a sandwich that was very much like a smoked meat sandwich, and it was quite good. It was out of the way for us. We all lived down in the St. Lawrence neighborhood, but we came up here to go to Yitz's after seeing it on Kenny vs. Spenny. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Learn how to drive. Holy shit. Jellybean says all the Starbucks are closed. The Masquerade by Oliver Wyman. Greetings, Hank P. I love the way this theater looks. That's as classic as an old theater can be. JD, I didn't see an Uber or a Lyft sticker. Lisa says before social media there was Kenny vs. Spenny. I don't think they could get away with some of the things they did on TV, on broadcast TV at least. These days, they kind of push the envelope. Avenue Road is coming up. It never occurred to me, but I think it was Action Kid who thought it was kind of funny that we had a road called Avenue Road. It's kind of like saying Street Road. Jellybean, if you had to do a Kenny vs. Spenny challenge with you, what would it be? With you. Okay, I do the arm wrestling challenge. That one, pretty confident on victory on that. killed by the Eglinton crosstown. Goodbye, Yitzes. Hello, stupid land use station. Avenue station, still not open. You can see the towers of Yonge and Eglinton ahead. We are not that far off. Lisa says weak. Well, you can't do first one to get a boner loses. Yes, they really did that. There was one where they both wore like white suits that were skin tight. And it was first one to get their suit dirty. All right, let's do hey, there's Trapped, a new escape room in Yonge and Eglinton. I need to go to this. Okay, we'll do Who is Funnier. And we'll each do a stand-up set at a comedy club. And people will judge. How's that? JD, $5, just because you're walking from Yorkdale Mall to Yonge and Eglinton. JD. And not stopping at the Queen's Legs. Thank you so much, JD, for the $5. Yeah, it's been a hell of a walk. There's Blondie's Pizza. Thank you so much, JD. It's the third video of the day for me. Destination Yonge and Broadway Timmy's. Or I'll pop in and get an extra large hot chocolate, courtesy of Chatty Cathy. There's Burger Shack. Solid place. My vote still goes to Square Boy for that style of burger, but you can't go wrong at Burger Shack. Eglinton Park just up on the left here. Look at that, not a connection hiccup. I've been really pushing my connection the past few streams. Is that next to the Love Shack? I don't know about that. But when I departed for Yorkdale Mall, I boarded a bus just a few blocks east of where I'm walking. We'll be walking by that stop soon. And I took the bus to Eglinton West. Then I went north a few subway stops. Made a video of the mall, which I will edit while having a hot chocolate in hand. There's the 32A Eglinton West. Going all the way to Renforth. Mike says, I'm almost home. Almost, eh? I was saving Eglinton West for the first snowstorm of the year or the next big snowfall to do in a live stream, just because it's easy for me to get here from my home. But maybe I'll have to go on Eglinton East now, since we just covered it tonight. But we're practically in the heart of Midtown now. Jam says, I'm impressed. This is quite the walk. Thank you. It's one of the few things I can do well. You certainly wouldn't want to hear me sing for 2 hours, or dance, or do anything creative. When the Eglinton LRT opens, yeah. As long as I'm in town, I'll be doing lots of videos on it. I won't be the only one though. There's going to be, it'll be like when the Elizabeth line opened in London. Felt like every UK-based channel, regardless of their niche, was covering it. At least the ones I follow, and a bunch from North America went over to follow it. It obviously won't get that kind of fanfare, but I don't think there'll be any shortage of Line 5 coverage here. Line 6 will probably get less fanfare, but that'll still be covered a lot. Here's where I waited for that 32 bus. Word of the day says the cold has me. Someone has to stop me from walking. It's all good. Here, let's get across this light here. So guys, I'm just checking something on my phone. Almost done. There's the Young Eglinton Center, where I think tomorrow the LCBO will be slammed as sales tax lifts. But people stop me when I'm doing live. They've asked me what I was doing before, and people that know who I am have stopped me. I've been stream sniped 100,000 times. We've made it to Young and Eglinton. Gotta keep going to Timmy's. I don't know, Robert. We'll see. Got my mind on hot chocolate at the moment. Or within reach. I'm going to end the stream before I go into Timmy's. Whew. Let's cross here. We'll head over towards the Chipotle. Jeanette says, excellent walk. Thank you, Jeanette. Although I think the first 15-20 minutes of it were spent dilly-dallying inside a very comfortable shopping mall. Sasha says, watching me while having dinner. Well, that's better than watching me have dinner. I don't think anyone wants to watch that. Chipotle Mexican Grill. All right, Lisa, you're going to miss the outro, but have a good night.
Said that to you.
Let me get over on the right side here. Live stand-up comedy, 9 p.m. And the Rosencrown. There's a lot of people in front of Grazie. Well, folks, it's that time. We're gonna go in there and get ourselves a hot chocolate. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. I want to thank our mods for their support. And everyone who watched, friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff to be notified when I go live next. Probably not tomorrow, but I'll be live Sunday night, most likely, on the Johnny Stumbles channel. And possibly Monday on this channel again. I don't really know. I just kind of make it up as I go. But thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who sent support. Mike Larry with 100 New Zealand dollars at the start. And a whole host of other very generous super chats. Thank you so much. And welcome to our new channel members. But this is it, eh? I'm gonna end the stream. And courtesy of Chatty Cathy, head into that Timmy's and get myself a hot chocolate. Math doctor says guess you're a bit late. Yeah, you missed me walk from Yonge and Eglinton. Kristen Fuller, I can see your comments, but thank you so much, guys. As always, have a good night. Yoink.